जी गुड मॉर्निंग डॉक्टर साहब। कैसे हैं आप? ठीक ठाक हैं?
Yeah, very good morning. I'm fine. Thank you very
All
much.
right, let's switch back to English now. Okay. How are you feeling? We took a long break. I know that you were not feeling very well, so we didn't do our regular.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm just keeping well, just waiting for my open heart surgery to be rescheduled.
Mhm.
But I'm fine. I'm fine. Just
So don't you find a prophet who could, or Allah who could open your heart, wash it, and then put it back in you?
it's not a matter of washing actually. It's a matter of repairing.
Repairing, yeah, shunting it.
The God has sent his people.
Well, I believe that what is it, Book of Isaiah or Book of Jeremiah? They're going to replace your heart of yours, the meaty heart,
Yeah,
and give you a
yeah,
spiritual
yeah.
heart. All right,
Anyway, I'm very grateful to the US society and government that
of course,
at this brink of our career of the life, they are supporting
yes,
us in such way. It's
I
a great thing.
totally, I totally
Yeah.
agree with you. There was a time
Okay.
that I was thinking that I would go blind at the age of 60 because
Mm-hmm.
of my optic issues, and thanks
Mm-hmm.
to the United States, that
Mm-hmm.
I'm not only able to see clearly, I'm good to go for another 25 years. Anyway.
I see US society and the people as a good Samaritans. Anyway,
Yes,
let's move on. Yeah.
let's move on to. But
Mhm.
actually, I want to uh, finish this podcast in 35 minutes, and we are going to discuss only two things today. Uh, the thing that I really want to discuss with you is the new proposed asylum laws in Britain. These are the proposed laws, and they are going to work on them. And I'm going to talk to you about why there has been a need for these proposed laws. Suddenly, when you have a new interior minister Shabana, and then how will it is going to exist the existent applicants, what are going to be the effects for the future applicants, and how what is going to be the trickle down effect for the people who are living in the United States or in the European Union who are on asylum, and how it's going to affect the global picture of it. But before that, Dr. I just want to talk about something which is happening in Nigeria. We being Christian and we being Catholic, I feel like very sad about what is happening in Nigeria, and nobody is talking about it. I mean, like very few people I know, some of them, and the only people that on social media that I come across and watch the videos or the social posts are again the Pakistanis from Pakistani Christians, and I don't see anything happening anywhere. I heard that President Trump has said a few things about it, but I mean, like there is no solid action, and the Islamic media and the leftist media is absolutely quiet on it. So, what is your take on this new recent shit that happened, in which they kidnapped 52 kids from what was it? Saint. I can put the news over there. I can read it for you, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, we will just focus on the analysis, right? And
yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
put news on the screen so that the people can read it out.
Uh-huh.
So, as a human rights activist,
Hmm.
when I was in Pakistan since 2016, I have been celebrating International Persecution Day, which is normally around the second or third week of the November.
Okay.
And we used to celebrate under the forum of the Community World, sorry, CSW.
Hmm.
There is Christian Solidarity Worldwide. There is an organization which works to promote to promote the awareness about the ongoing persecution against the Christians around the world. It's
Hmm.
a UK-based charity,
Hmm.
and I have been celebrating a Red Wednesday in which we used to color everything in the church or any venue we used to select, turn into red, and then celebrate. And there was a prayer for the persecuted Christians. And I would recommend you and my other participants, if they want to know how the persecution is taking place against against the Christians,
Hmm.
you can see this website, and they have very detailed information and updated information on weekly basis about this persecution onslaught ongoing against the Christian around the world.
Hmm.
So they, I think 4 or 5 years ago, the Nigeria became into attention of the international media when 100 or 150 Christian girls, Chibok girls from
Hmm.
the Christian school, they were abducted. And every one of them was converted into Islam, and they were forced to marry with the
Forced
people
conversion
who,
and forced marriage,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like the way it
yeah, yeah, and
happened
they
with
abducted.
the minority
Yeah,
girls
yeah, yeah,
in Pakistan, especially in
yeah.
the interior Sindh.
They killed some of the women, some of the young girls, and they put some of the they pulled most of the girls.
Hmm.
One of the girl, his name was Rebecca or Rebecca, I don't know. She refused to marry with them,
Okay.
and as a punishment, she was given a punishment that you will be married, and we will create as many as child from you until you denounce your Christian faith.
Hmm.
So in Nigeria, Christianity is really growing fast or has been growing fast. And this basically, I was talking to some of my wife's friend. She is Nigerian and she's there in US, and she was saying that basically in the south part of the Nigeria,
Hmm.
Kaduna uh, region, there is a situation. This type of situation occurs. Actually, few years back, in some states of the Nigeria, especially southern states of Nigeria, the governor and the local governments, you know, expressed their strive to impose the Sharia law in Nigeria.
Yeah, but
The
Sharia law
state,
doesn't tell you to
yeah, no, 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 no.
Christian
But
girls and
let
force
me
them.
let me
Okay.
just,
Okay.
just frame some background. That's
Okay.
I'm doing
Okay.
that.
Hmm.
And this is just information, and I would like to have a detailed program about Nigeria and other countries. And I
Hmm.
am proposing you now onward, every week we will select a one country,
Hmm.
and on the basis of the Christian Solidarity Worldwide and other organizations, we will be talking rigorously about the Christian
That's a very
genocide
good idea. I'm
around
taking a
the
note
world.
of it also.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So anyway, they try to impose. They express their wish that they want to impose the Sharia. Uh, the government actually did not like it, the national government, but because of the autonomous authority of the local government, they did it, and some states refused. Despite that refusal, you know, uh, the state did not intervene or did intervene to stop them. They give them a sort
And
of a
when it comes
passive,
to Islam and when it comes to
yeah, yeah,
religion, you are
passive
helpless.
situation, passive situation, so that whether they want to do or not, it is up to them. In some time, it happened anyway. These type of incidents are going on, and I must say that this is ongoing onslaught genocide against the Christians in the world, and this is the worst genocide against the Christians in the world right now. When we will discuss country to country, we will find it how the Christians are being, persecuted right from Pakistan to India and the
Yeah, we can talk
Sahara
about it. My,
Africa.
my question
Yeah,
to you,
yeah,
Dr. Sab, is that where is the international leadership?
yeah, yeah.
Where is the
Anyway,
media? Why people are
this is
sleeping so much? Why
yeah this
why leaders like Ilhan Omar, who talks a lot about things happening? She's an African, and I mean, she can't see
mhm,
that. And
yeah.
why is the American left even
I
sleeping
think,
on that?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, recent incident is a continuation. First of all, I would like to strongly condemn it and pray for my all Christian souls who have, you know, who have suffered this atrocity. And I do believe that they will be in front of the God and showing and requesting for the mercy for themselves and for their companions back on this earth. So, coming back to your pinpointing question, the the leftist or ultra leftists and the international governments are really silent on that, which is again condemnable. We, as a human rights activist, we as a Christian, we do not want anyone on this earth to be killed
Or
who is
persecuted?
innocent. Yeah, or killed or persecuted. And if there is
I
anything
mean, we
against
are the
anyone,
product of that. We
yeah,
have
yeah,
seen
yeah,
it.
yeah, we have seen it, and we have faced it actually.
Yeah.
I must say we have faced it. If we had not come over here, we would have been killed somewhere in Pakistan,
Yeah.
and
Very
we have
likely.
been suffering. I must say, mental and physical persecution. And
I
that's
think,
how
what do you think? What is the reason why people are not talking about it? What's the reason? Why
one,
when
one,
something
one,
happens, I mean, like when something happens in Gaza, everybody talks about it. When it happens in Yemen, nobody talks about it. When it happens in Syria, nobody talks about it. But when it happens in Gaza, everybody talks about it. And then nobody talks about it when something happens to Christians. Is that some Christians have to create a chaos, a kind of protest, or there should be like protest should be people should be speaking in the churches about it, at least I mean praying for the people over there and registering something. Why it is not being noticed?
first of all, why it is not being noticed? First of all, the media, which is mostly controlled by the liberals, it is not on their agenda.
Okay.
It is not a it's not a selling cake actually for them.
Yeah, Islam is a selling
Because
cake.
yeah, Islam is a selling cake, and the Christians are very passive people, very sorry, pacifist people,
Hmm.
and they don't want to cry unnecessarily. But some now these days they are not crying, even it is very necessary and obligatory, because they are facing Christian persecution all around the world. And
You know
when we
what,
will
Doctor? I must cut you here because something has just come to my mind. I told you the last Saturday I was in New York City to watch UFC fights.
Mhm,
And right in the middle of the fights, I mean, just before the main event, a brawl happened just next to the arena where the fights were happening. And
mhm,
we were watching from the top. And they said, we thought perhaps some people have fought. But in the end, Dana White, who is the CEO of UFC, and he is a very, very fast friend of Donald Trump.
mhm.
And during his press conference, he came up and he said that this fighter, Dylan Dennis, he fought he was there and then he was mocking at the Muslim Brotherhood. Think about it, in New York City, Muslim Brotherhood was sitting in a particular area in the arena, and then this Dennis Dillon, the other fighter from another company, he was there, and Dylan Dennis is stopped from attending any event of UFC, but the Muslim Brotherhood is not. So it's like Muslims are getting preferential treatment everywhere, and if something goes wrong, they make protests. And the
Yeah,
left, in the words of Charlie Kirk, left is using Islam as a sword to take care of the right. That's. I think he was right about what he said.
I
But
would
yeah,
continue. I would continue my argument that actually the matter of the Christian persecution is not on the agenda of the liberal media.
or
And
the even
secondly, the
international
Christian and
media.
the Christians are not making so much noise, which they should. And actually, the Muslims around the world, they have hijacked the politics, the government offices, the representative offices, I mean the Congress, the Parliament House, wherever they are, like in UK and in USA, and they are talking all the time. They
Because
are
they're hungry for
all
power
the
and
time.
they're hungry
Yeah,
for their own
yeah,
awareness.
yeah, and it is their ongoing agenda just to master the world, just to master the world. In the Texas, what is happening? They are trying to impose Sharia, and the governor is resisting, and
Yeah,
he's saying that
that
there is a
epic
no room for
city,
the
they just have built
yeah,
the
and there is
city
a
there
I
already.
think they have, and the Islamic organization over there, they are being supported by the liberal American people, and
Okay,
they are
I
speaking on
have
the behalf of that.
yeah, I have a kind of a funny question, and this is the last question on this topic, and then we switch to the
Mhm,
other topic.
mhm.
Uh, why all the pain is in the hearts of Pakistani Christians for the Christian community of the world? What's the problem with Pakistani Christians? Is it because we lived with Muslims over there and somehow we have become radicalized too? Or is it our love and faith
Right.
in Christianity? Because one thing I want to say here is that whenever I
Mhm.
talk to people and I tell them the Christianity, if it exists anywhere and it's in real form, I mean, maybe 60%, 70% closer to the real Christianity. It exists only in Pakistan. That's my opinion about it. And I think Pakistani Christians are the Christians who feel for the Christendom of the world and all the whole Christian community all across. the globe. So why we are the only people who talk about it?
The reason is you have told the reason in your question. First of all, we have lived among the Muslims and we have suffered this persecution very closely and personally. That's why we can feel the pain more than anyone. And secondly, since we have been facing this pain for a long time, we have strong desire that the issue of the Christian persecution should be raised, so that the more this issue will be raised, the more the people will be talking about and they will be thinking about its resolution. But unfortunately, we are not doing so. In this
We're very
world,
weak,
this is
Pakistan is
and
just
yeah,
very,
this world is a world of media, and the more you make noise, the more you get attention, and when you get attention, your issues are attended. But unfortunately, we the Christians are very weak, disunited, and fragile, I must say. And that's
we're not
why
focused. I
we are,
mean, like this is
yeah,
not one of our priorities,
one of our
priorities are
priority.
different.
And in Pakistan, what is happening? Just a crusade mafia. They are just calling some American or British or other pastors and religious people, and
Yeah,
they are holding a big,
they
religious
know they
gathering.
need foreign
No, no,
faces
no.
to get
Yeah, yeah.
more
And
more
then
time.
what happens? These religious gatherings, they turn into
Hmm.
uh, political processions or political meetings, because they call couple of MPAs. There are two MPAs from a Pakistan People's Party. You would see all the time in these crusade mafias programs, because these people, these politicians, since they are selected people, they don't have any constituency, and they want to have a gathering to speak. And what a bluff they make, what a bluff they make over there. And
Yeah, we
they
will
just
talk
try to,
about this
okay,
Roma. We talk about this
they
Roma, Anwar
yeah, yeah,
Fazal,
yeah,
and the other
they
things.
just try to create an image that everything is good in Pakistan. And when the people listen to this around the world, they see the so many people are praying, and these MNAs and MPs, member parliaments, are saying like this. It really hampers the narrative of the people like us, who are really claiming that this is happening, and Pakistan is a peaceful country and we have everything in order. But anyway, the thing is, as we discussed,
Yeah,
we
and
are
you
not
are on
focused,
the
we are fragile.
you are on a pulpit right now. You when you are saying all that thing, you are standing in front of that place. You call it in Protestant churches, Anwar Fazal kind
Uh,
of people, they call it masbah.
yeah, yeah. Anyway,
All right, Doctor, let's get to the asylum thing. There's a new proposed asylum law in Britain, and I think we all have read it. But if you want me to read it for you, like what are the proposals and what is that, I can put it and share it so that we can discuss it at length.
yeah, I think so. It will be good, because then our respective audience may also know it bit more.
Okay, so where is that? Okay, so it says that key new proposed asylum laws in Britain 2025, temporary core protection instead of permanent refugee status. That's the first thing,
Mhm. Right.
which means that refugee leave, that is asylum granted stay,
Okay,
would
okay.
be
So, brother Sohail, just stop. I would like you to stop, because let's put before the narrative that we have, and then we can discuss it one by one. I think
okay,
that
but
that might
let
be the
let
way.
let me read it to you first. Like this is
Mm-hmm,
number one, temporary core protection instead of permanent refugee status. And then
mm-hmm,
there is a subheading under it is that refugee leave, that is asylum granted stay, would be reduced from 5 years to 30 months instead of the current indefinite leave path. The
right.
second subheading is that leave would then be regularly reviewed if the UK deems someone home country safe again. Protection could be withdrawn and they may be required to return. And the idea here is to mirror a model used in Denmark. Number two, which is the proposed asylum law, is a much longer route to permanent settlement. Under the new proposals, asylum seekers would have to wait 20 years before they can apply for permanent settlement slash indefinite leave. This contrasts strongly with the current 5 year route to settlement. Number three, as support for asylum seekers become discretionary, the UK government plans to end the statutory duty to provide housing and financial support to asylum seekers. Instead of guaranteed support, the Home Office would decide on a case by case basis, which is discretionary, who gets help. People who are able to work or who have assets may be denied support. Number four, changes to family reunion and right to the family life. The government plans to tighten how Article 8, the right to the family, is interpreted in immigration asylum cases, meaning family reunification could be more restricted. Automatic family reunion rights for refugees may be limited more than before, and appeals reform. The asylum appeals process is being reformed to tackle backlogs, and the plan includes establishing a new independent appeals body. The government is proposing to limit multiple appeals. Under the new rules, there may be restrictions on repeated appeals. Number six, ban on asylum for foreign sex offenders. Individuals on a sex offender register, even for a relatively short sentence, would be excluded from refugee protection. This applies even if the conviction was abroad, and they would be treated as having committed a particular serious crime. Asset seizure and cost recovery. The government may seize high value assets like jewelry from asylum seekers to help pay for their accommodation and support. However, sentimental items, for example, wedding rings, are expected to be exempt. Human rights law overhaul. The government plans to rewrite how ECHR, European Convention on Human
Chapter
Rights,
human rights, right.
are applied in migration cases to make it easier to deport illegal migrants. Specifically, they want judges to weigh the public interest more heavily against family life rights. Criminal liability for small boat crossing smuggling. The Border Security, Asylum, and Immigration Bill introduces tougher reinforcement, for example, harsher punishments for people smuggling, especially related to small boats. The bill would be given It will give the government more power to seize assets from smugglers, both mobile phones, financial assets. Some parents who bring their children in small boats could face prosecution in certain circumstances, according to human rights assessment of the bill. And the last thing is the visa penalties for countries not cooperating on return. The government is proposing to impose visa restrictions, penalties on countries that refuse to take back their nationals who are being removed from the UK. For example, they may suspend visas for citizens of certain countries if those nations don't cooperate on return. Look at that, Dr. Sub.
Very serious and dangerous proposals.
Yes.
And keeping in view the mindset and ongoing psychosocial and political and cultural scenario in UK, I believe that most of these would be accepted some way or the other with a little or more changes. Let's say why this is happening in USA.
Yeah,
You put
that's
the
my
question
question to you.
earlier.
Why there
Yeah,
is a need for
yeah.
this suddenly?
Mm-hmm, Yeah, the thing is, we have been seeing the rise of the right-wing parties and groups in UK. We have seen a couple of big demonstrations by the rightist people in London, and we have seen the rise of how do we call it? His name is Nigel Farage.
Mm-hmm.
His party is increasing in its footing among the public. And why this party is getting attention? Because of the rise of the misconduct of the immigrants and asylum seekers, especially from South Asian countries and other Islamic countries. We have seen anti-Semitism against the Jews. We have seen attack on the synagogue in Manchester recently, and these type of incidents are going on. And whatever the politically, the mayor elected mayor like Sadiq Khan, who was not elected by the Muslims, who was elected by the Londoners, which includes a people of all nationality. But if you look at his speeches and his
Yeah, he
responses
has
to the
become a
public,
Muslim mayor now.
yeah, yeah, he it seems that he has become a Muslim. His apparently he is a Muslim mayor and he wants to turn to UK, especially London, as a Muslim mayor. So the and other than that, some kind of incidents of rape and violence against the British girls by these
Yeah, grooming
immigrants,
gang shit,
asylum
and then
seekers, grooming gangs, and these type of incidents are actually giving rise to uh, these kind of
yeah,
proposals
but I
to be
think that
considered. No, no, no.
we were
There,
talking
there
about
is,
the power of protest, Doc Sub, and the
yeah.
power of protest for people like Tommy Robinson gathering so many people and bringing them to street and putting
Mhm.
pressure on on the Vokes and on the left. I think this also played a very important role.
Yeah, this is, but thing is, why for us it is important that why it is happening and now why it is getting attention. And one of the other dimension is political.
Hmm.
The political dimension is that the Labour Party, they are saying that because of their ongoing lenient asylum policy and their leniency against the immigrants, because they cannot afford to angry their Muslim voters throughout the UK, the Nigel Farage and other groups like these, they are getting attention and they fear that in next election they might lose significantly the elections.
Hmm.
That's why it's a political gimmicks and that they are doing. But in general, there is an anti-immigrants and asylum seeker environment around the world. And one of the reason is that because these immigrants and asylum seekers throughout the world creating a difficult situations for the countries where they are living as a refugees, and they are being protected and they are being supported, and rather than being thankful, now they are trying to get the mastery of these countries in terms of social, economic, and cultural affairs of their life.
Hmm.
So you came here as a guest, as a refugee, you were supported, you were given equal rights in all respects.
Which
Like,
you were not getting in your own
but
country,
yeah, in your
even
own
being the
countries, you were
national
not
over
getting.
there.
Yeah, and now you want to overrule USA, UK, and you
European
are
Union,
European Union, and
Australia, New
you are
Zealand is having same kind of
Australia,
problems over there too.
and you are creating a hegemony around the country
That's your favorite word,
by,
also.
yeah, that's my favorite word. You are creating hegemony because you are uh, getting economic power, you have businesses, and you are sending your people in their militaries, in their armed forces, in their police, in the government departments, but they are giving you a good space, but you are misusing this place, and you have bad intentions to get the mastery in these countries. This type of mentality is actually creating an environment to force or to compel the local people who are very pacifist people to think about us. I'm using word us deliberately and consciously because we are asylum seeker. Not all the asylum seeker and immigrants are doing like this, but frankly speaking, the people of a certain community of the immigrants like Muslims around the world, they have their intention to have a mastery in anywhere where they are,
Yeah, but
wherever they are.
that's a part of the plan. That's part of the teaching. That's why I always
Yeah, and actually
all my Muslim
the
friends are great people. I mean, like, but when it comes to teaching, I mean,
yeah,
there's no
mhm,
denial to that.
yeah. I just want to let you know,
Yeah.
Geo TV in Pakistan is considered a very liberal TV channel.
And they were the ones
Ma-
who were the most celebrating for people for
Yeah,
Mamdani's win.
that's I'm saying. Mamdani is a
He's a
mayor of New
hero
York.
of
He's
Geo.
a hero of the New Yorker. He was elected by the New Yorkers, and especially the white, ultra white liberal women.
Yes, but he's the hope for Muslims too, all over the world now.
Yeah, but actually, I was surprised how the way the Geo television was celebrating it. It was seeming to me that perhaps Geo TV is part of the agenda, deliberately or undeliberately. that the thing is, you know, Hamid Mir.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
listened to Ahmed Mir's
he was
nonsense.
telling one day, I was listening to him, he was saying that if Mr. Trump would stop Sharia, we will oppose him.
Yeah, we.
Wow.
Yeah, so say we.
He has not,
All right,
he
Doc. So we
I
have
know.
5 minutes. We can talk about that
Mhm.
side in our next. That how Pakistani media is affecting American politics and how American politics is affecting vice
Mhm.
versa. My last question to you is: we have to finish it in 3 4 minutes. Is what is going to be the
Mhm.
trickle down effect of if this proposed law is approved in in the UK, how it is going to affect uh, the people who are already on asylum or people who are going to be future applicants, especially in countries like United States and the rest of the European Union.
So first of all, in UK, it will create mental unrest among the people. They will be very upset, especially those whose cases are pending and who are still applicant and who have not got yet permanent residency. They will be really in danger and they won't be able to sleep properly. I know
Hmm.
that. And this will also give rise further right wing mentality in UK. And if we go out of UK, USA, Australia, Canada, these are the icon countries in terms of all kinds of social, economic, political, and cultural policies.
Hmm.
If this is happening in UK, its trickle down or ripple effect will be seen in European Union, in European Union, Australia, New Zealand, and also in UK, in USA.
Hmm.
US is US is also going already
Some of the
swiftly
things
changing.
mentioned in those
Yeah.
proposed
Mhm.
proposals are already happening in the
Yeah.
United States.
Yeah, and these types of proposals are very sometimes ridiculous. For example, you were discussing that if anyone has a case of sexual assault and he has gone through a minor, sentence, or if he has not been found in that, but it would be considered that he has done it. How it is possible that without full conviction, you if someone comes to I am totally in the favor that person who has been proven a sexual offender, he should not be even given visa. But in the countries like Pakistan, India, Africa, the people of this the establishment of these countries should know that the sexual misconduct is a great weapon in the hands of the governments, extremists, and everyone if they want to defame anyone, because in our country it's a great social stigma. And in our culture it is said that if you have any case against you regarding sexual misconduct, even your parents would not stand with you
All
because it
right,
is
that's up. Our
so.
time is up for today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow, maybe day after. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay.
And we'll talk more about it because this needs to be talked more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Bye bye. Bye. Thank